Hello Guardians, it is Ebontis here, and in this video I want to cover the Chamber of Starlight Master difficulty Lost Sector, because I know some of you guys have been playing the season for a while, and also we need it for some of those triumphs and such, so let's do this. Champions, Overload and Unstoppable. Burn is solar, so we want to take advantage of that. Solar shields and void shields. Solar shields are very minimal. There's literally like one, but we'll take care of that anyway with the burn. And then shields are void. There are a lot of those. So Overload, it's going to be our bow. I'm recommending a void bow here. If you want to go layman art, totally fine and up to you. You guys know I just don't use exotics and supers. Speaking of not using exotics, swap that guy out. But the big thing is void bow. You're going to have a lot of basically like, I think they're acolytes roaming around, but they have a void shield on them, so you're going to want to be able to break that on a consistent basis. Also, void will cover your overload bow category. You're going to have some overload champions at very far range, so a bow will actually work well for that one. Especially if you're trying to go safe, maybe you're trying to go flawless, this will work well. Bottom column, Corsair's Wrath. If you've got this one, it is the optimal way to go because you've got particle deconstruction. It's going to be fantastic to go with that. If you don't have Corsair's Wrath, maybe you didn't play Season Hunt, maybe you don't have one of these, for example, you can use anything else. Maybe you just got Galahorn. Maybe you've got Ascendancy from this season, because this thing also tracks, which is kind of an important piece of this. Either way, you want your heavy slot to be solar. The more powerful thing you've got in here, the better. Sleeper, actually, would probably be your optimal decision, but again, I'm not using exotics. So Sleeper, then Corsair's Wrath, then probably Galley, then Ascendancy. You guys get the idea. Solar right here. As this is my unstoppable weapon, that frees up the top slot for me to basically use whatever I want. Now, one thing I do enjoy using for particle deconstruction is going Arbalist. Not using an exotic, so say maybe you're going Galahorn or Ascendancy down here, use a pulse rifle for unstoppable, and then you've still got a very powerful heavy. Whatever you do, overload bow, solar should be here, and then depending on your needs, use your kinetic slot up top. I am going to put on a sniper rifle just because it's some damage versus nothing. But again, a lot of it's going to be the bow, heavy when you need it, and then pump some damage out when you want to. Arbalist is a nice option, though, with particle deconstruction, especially on your unstoppables. You're already going to start stacking it with this. So let's go inside, show you guys how this one works. Really not too bad. Take it slow, and we'll be good. Let's go. All right, so when you come in, the first thing you're going to have literally around the corner is going to be your unstoppable champion. Don't stun him with his back to you. You want that critical to be an option. Now that we can see that head, now we can get some critical shots. You can even finish him up with a bow. Save yourself a little bit of ammo. He's not going to come charging at you. Make your life a little easy. Probably get some donning stuff while you're doing this, since you might see this during the donning. You do have one taken hobgoblin up top. Watch for the tracer rounds that come at you. Here's the taken acolytes that start chaining together, and this is where your bow is going to be beneficial. And the more of these you take out from back here, and kind of get the two major, the boss and the champion, to push back, the better off you're going to be. Now, the reason I'm getting Dawning Spirit, because while I'm getting ingredients, remember, if you're doing the Dawning Starfare, use that thing when you can. Wow, there's a lot of those shots. Now, there is going to be an Overload champion way in the back. You guys can see him. Keeping your back to this wall will keep you at least in decent shape. You still got a chance of being hurt, but for the Overload champion, the biggest thing you want to do is just kind of keep your bow on him. Just keep doing damage. Doesn't have to be amazing shots. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you switch off, you honestly run the risk of him getting his health back, and as we're just using our bow for it, it gets to be a bit of a slow process. This is a bit long for the linear fusion rifle. Like, if I switch over, I'm honestly, like, probably going to get him to recharge here. And I got the stun off, kind of lucky, but mainly here, the bow is very forgiving on the aim assist. It will definitely hook to the head of the champion. Use your bow, make your life simple, don't overcomplicate it. As we come up here, then, as I said, you want to stun. This is your only solar shield, so then if you want to pull out, you know, whatever else you got for some decent damage, switch to that one, and we should be able to go inside. You might have a straggler sitting back here. You might want to take that one out. That's fine. Attrition is on this one, just in case you're wondering. It's always in here. So those little health orbs are going to be beneficial if you need the refresh, but also know you're going to be a little squishy if you get tagged. You really got to go hide and wait. So when you come up the stairs, you're going to get some ads to spawn. You're going to have some ads around the corner. These guys are not too bad. They're literally just thrall. They're simple. Just pick them off one by one. Maybe you'll get some ammo. Maybe you'll get a charge with light orb. Got a few more stragglers coming your way. Now, the big thing to know is when you kill basically kind of a wave of enemies, you're going to get more to spawn. And they're all going to spawn in kind of this area, about where I'm standing here. And part of them are going to be on this side of the wall. So as soon as you hear that spawn coming, you want to retreat quickly so you get to safe cover. So once again here, that heavy ammo is going to sit out there until Kingdom Come. So you can have this Knight. Make sure you got a good clean shot on him. There's our Overload Champion way in the back, depending on what's looking at you. Get your shots off if you can. But again, Arbalist is fantastic there. There's a lot of good options in this one. Now, again, Overload Champion way in the back. Almost hard to see, but this is why the bow works. The aim assist works well. Even if you get a body shot, just keep the shots going. Sit here for a little while. I've got Archer's Tempo, so my reload may be a little faster than yours. But even if it's not a headshot, just shoot it in the body. Don't worry too much if you don't get the headshots, but you get that consistent damage on that champion in the back. And they're not going to get their health back. And they're so far away, they're not going to really move either. If it wanders behind this little pillar that's floating in midair, just try and switch back and forth so you can get a good angle on it. But if you keep the shots on it, you'll actually be doing all right. A few more shots here, and this one's down. Again, this is a patience one, but not a difficult one. Like, anybody can do this one if you're patient enough to wait. So now we're going to have our Hobgoblins. We want to take those out. Watch for, again, the Tracer shots. Now, there's going to be an Unstoppable Champion kind of like right below me down here, depending on what's chained together. There's our Unstoppable. So if you find him, be ready to stun him, and then just don't even let up. Now, when you kill that champion, that's when the next will spawn. Back off quickly, run around this corner, and fully retreat. You might have a Thrall coming at you, you might have an Unstoppable Champion coming at you, but they typically will not come all the way down here if you pull back far enough. He might tease right here. Now, if you can get him to stop and get a shot on him, great. But honestly, if you feel like you're safer to just pull back here and you're more comfortable doing what you're going to do from back here, give it time, hang back. Again, I got him to a point where he wasn't aggressive. He was kind of facing me to the side. I was able to stun him and kill him. If you do that, you just have to act quickly. There's no, like, waiting around, dump heavy ammo. If it's not going to be heavy ammo, just be careful, back off, do it in pieces. Because there's not a lot of room for forgiveness in here. And that's one of those things when it comes to this section specifically. You just got to be cautious, but it's very easy to manage. Now's a good time to reload and check across the middle. Like I've got one Thrall. Looks like we do also have a random Hobgoblin in the back. I don't even think those shots can hit me. Nope, they explode farther away. Same thing, we're going to creep up here on this ledge to see what we can see. Now, if you can get a nice chain of explosions going there, it actually works very well when the Acolytes kill each other. But we have our Unstoppable Champion. That Unstoppable Champion spawns like right here. That's why if I'm up there peeking over and he spawns behind me, you do need to move quickly. So be aware of that. It's one of those things you want to mention. Watch those Tracer shots, because again, with attrition, you have no health right now. You may as well just kind of hang out and be chill. You don't have any healing orbs especially, just wait for your health to really start recovering. Then when you start seeing the white bars come back, then we can flirt a little more with danger, but not quite yet. I got one straggler back there. I know I do. Yep, see the shield? Same thing. One more. Notice we got one more on Master. So again, pull back. This is why you want scavengers, ammo reserves, and ammo finders, because you're going to need a decent amount of good ammo to kill these Unstoppable Champions who basically spawn on top of your head. Now, this is going to be something I won't totally recommend, but if you want to turn him to you and you think you can kill him, otherwise he will probably retreat farther back, but that's one of those times where if you think you can get the kill off and he's kind of stationary and out of the way of everybody else, I actually do recommend killing him there. Now, the Wizard has moved out farther, going to be sharing a couple taken Acolytes out there. Keep your back to the wall that I'm on. Notice I'm not really getting damaged. Kind of an important fact behind this. It helps quite a bit. Again, we've got a little more heavy ammo over here. It's a good time to pull ammo, see what's around. Heavy's the important one. And what we've got in the back is one more champion you don't want to miss before you kill the Wizard. If you do peek up here, be careful. But the goal is the champion up here at the top. Same place as before. And this is the point where if it wiggles a little bit, that actual column could be an issue. But if it stands still, not so bad. Now, if it moseys to the middle, I'm not going to argue. I'll just sit here and take the shots. And notice those headshots are kind of finicky. So again, aim for the body just so you get that continuous damage so the health doesn't regen, and then you should be better off on this one. Again, if I can manage to get one shot off, maybe, but that one shot's really all I'm going to take, or that Overload Champion's going to probably start its regen. So again, Overloads are finicky, safe and simple with the bow. Don't waste your time on a regen. Now the best part, the boss dies really quick. Break the shield with about 2 shots of your bow, and then 1, if I get crits off. Done. That's literally it. You're going to have a few random acolytes and then a couple straggler thrall. Kill the acolytes because those actually have some range shots on you. And then again, the thrall as you come up. Now might be a time if you want to pop a big super. Most of this is just like little patience though. It's really not too bad. There you go. Open Sesame. That will be platinum. You also get 17 Essence of Dawning if you guys see this now. And that is a wrap on Chamber of Starlight. Let's get back outside. We'll wrap it up. So that pretty much is a wrap for Chamber of Starlight. So some type of heavy solar is important for that big damage when you need it. If you're running something like a rocket launcher in your heavy slot, then make sure you've got your unstoppable in your kinetic slot. A void bow, as I showed you, is going to be beneficial for the range that you can do a lot of work with on those void shields. And there's really that one solar shield. That's really not an issue. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please drop a like below. Leave a comment if you've got questions. If there's loadouts you like using, share that with everybody else. If you want to find me on Twitter, it is at Ebontis, on twitch.tv/Ebontis for streaming. Right here on YouTube, if you are new to the channel, please hit that sub button and the alert bell. It's a good way to support me and get my videos to you. And if you want to support me directly, you can join the channel as a member or find my Patreon down below. Have a good one. I'll see you soon.